Feed me. Feed.
Hey guys, it's SU Fly Fishing. Well, we have had some interesting things happen. One, I am hopefully going to be participating in a tournament here soon with some guys that are pretty good. I got some guys on the Youth US team. I got some guys who do tournaments who have participated in the national tournament. I think I got a couple guys on the world team. So my goal is not to finish last. But the other thing is while I was videotaping, basically my training, what I was doing for training, like how I was preparing for it, my GoPro decided that it was tired, and it went on to the great electronics store in the sky, I guess. It died. I have one of the videos on SD card, and it was pretty good, you know. Caught some good fish, did pretty all right. I have to, what's expected on this tournament, in this body water, the past ones, the average fish caught on like the first beat is like 25 to 30 fish. And then after that, it's like 15 to 20. Then it gets lower and lower. For example, the last beat, the fourth beat, the one that won that beat was like, the one that won that like round was only 8 fish on this beat. So the tournament itself is going to be pretty competitive. It's going to be pretty difficult. And I was hoping to show y'all, you know, what I was doing to try and prepare for it. Fortunately, not going to happen. I've turned in my GoPro to exchange it for something else because I was subscribed to their program. But it's not going to be here for about another 2 to 3 weeks. So I might get it in time for a tournament, might not. It all depends. So that's what we're going with right now. I hope we get it back so I can show you some fishing trips, so I should go over some stuff. So if not, it is what it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do a fly time video for y'all. Right now, with it getting as cold as it is, there's a lot of times where I struggle with finding what they want to eat, finding fish. A lot of times when it's colder, fish like to pull up, sit real low, and are very inactive. However, besides the egg, there is another pattern that I really trust. And that pattern is flashback beadhead hare's ear. I don't know, because caddis aren't real abundant in the winter. However, in the freestyle streams that I'm in, they will eat a small presenting caddis. You don't want to be too fluffy for the winter time. And what I mean by that is typically you have, when you have a caddis representation, it tapers real big to the bead head. It means it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. However, with this pattern I throw, there is none of that. There's barely any tapering, and there's more flashback. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get everything ready. As you see, I'm getting the hooks out and stuff. Get the stuff out ready, and then we'll go over it. So be right back. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the hook. The hook is a size 20 jig hook, extra wide gap. Okay. Then we're going to do, this bead head right here is a slotted tungsten bead gold, 2.5 millimeter. All right. Which is a pretty big head for a size 20 hook, but that's what we want. This is mainly used as a Euro tag or a heavy bottom fly for a bobber rig. We want this fly to help everything get down. Now, the thing that makes this a little bit different, okay, is that we are not going to try to make it look like a traditional caddis, okay? Traditional caddis flies taper really big to the bead, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to keep it fairly skinny, a little bit of taper, okay? And we're going to have the flash go from the butt all the way to the front, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get this started. We're using some Uni-Thread A-Dot tan, okay? In my experience, in the winter time, fish are a little more picky. They're a little less active. They like to sit at the bottom. And I tend to do better with more natural colors in the wintertime. You may have a bit different experience, but for me, that's what it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap thread base all the way down. Okay, so right here, cut off the excess, and we're going to take some hair off of mask, just a little bit of guard hair. Okay, this is size 20. You don't need a bunch, just a little bit. Okay, and when I mean a little bit, I mean a little bit. And I'm even going to take the fluff off that. I just want guard. I don't need any fluff. I just want guard hair. Okay, I'm going to wrap up, loose wraps up to the front, and then I'm going to cover it on the way back. Stop halfway. Now, when I stop halfway, what I'm going to do is I'm using some Semperfli bright gold wire 0.1 on this particular fly. It's very small, very fine gold, all right, wire. So we're going to go ahead. I've already pinched off a piece for a previous one I made. All right, we're going to take it and we're going to wrap it, a few loose wraps to secure, and then we're going to wrap down. Okay, now once we wrap down, all right, with this right here, then we're going to do the next thing. Okay, and the next thing is some flash. All right, I use Vivis Pearl Flash medium for this. Okay, I wanted to case the whole back for this fly. Since this cat is kind of a little bit wider fly than if you're tying a midge or a thread Frenchie or a France midge. So for this particular pattern, I'm going to cut off not much, just like that. Okay, and once I cut it off, all right, I'm going to take this, all right, and I'm going to tie it down. Now, in all honesty, you can lay down the materials in a different order if you want to. Honestly, it doesn't make a huge difference to me. I've caught flies tied both ways, doesn't really matter. So the next thing we're going to do is the dubbing. After we have all this secured, we have the wire and the flash secure, okay, we're going to get some dubbing. Now, this is in a Hares ear bag, but this dubbing, I actually got off the hair mask, okay? It's really good dubbing. If you can get the soft fur off of a hair mask and knead it off and get it and put it in a bag, fantastic natural Hares ear dubbing. It's sticky, it's buggy, it's really, really something to work with. So I'm just going to pinch off a little bit, okay? You don't need a lot. Like, that might be too much. So I'm just going to pinch off a little bit to start off, and we're going to make a small noodle, all right? So once we get this noodle right here, and we've wrapped it on, we're going to start at the back, okay? We're going to wrap around, and we're going to slowly make our way up to about, I want to say, 2/3 up the shank. So the reason I stopped here isn't because I want you to stop, every time. It's because I want to talk about maybe some differences, something that you can actually, some way you can actually make this look a little different. I'm going to do natural the whole way up, or you can take some darker fur or dubbing and put it around there before you do what I'm about to, ask you to do. So I'm going to continue with the dubbing that I have, but if you want to, you can do darker. That works too. I've caught, again, in this time of year where it gets cold, I've caught fish using this fly with both a darker thorax section or just having plain Jane Hares ear the whole way down. Okay, so again, with this winter one, we don't want it to be too what am I trying to say? We don't want it to be too big. We don't want it to be too fluffy like a traditional one. So what we're going to do is we have this now, and it's a little bit, it's getting a little bit bigger up at the top, which is good. We just don't want it to be just poofy and buggy like a traditional caddis. So I'm going to then take this flash across the back, all right? And I am going to tie it down. Now, I'll make sure it's straight. After I do that, then I'm going to take this gold wire and I'm going to do some loose wraps around it and segment it off. You want, in this size, probably close to 4 segments, getting bigger as you go up. Okay? Is this anything that, it has to be like that? No. but that's what I like. That's what I've had success with in the past. So then once this is done, I'm going to tie down, I'm going to tie over and tie back, and then I'm going to take some scissors, and you can pull them off if you want to. I like to cut them. These are my junk scissors. I use these to cut metal and whatnot. So once it's done, you're pretty much done with this, okay? It's just a skinny waltz worm variant, and I usually like to do a little bit, when I mean a little bit, I mean very small little noodle to around the side, and then do a whip finish. When I whip finish, I do 2 turns. So see this right here? I do a little bit right here, and then I go ahead and whip finish. Okay, now when we're whip finishing, 2 turns, all right, and we pull. All right, now, right here, with this, you're done. If you want to make it a little more clean, you can. In all honesty, it doesn't really matter. The big thing that you really want to get is the segmentation and have the flash go all the way down the back. Now, why does this particular one work better? I have no idea. It just seems for me that this particular Hares ear, the skinnier version with the flash the whole way down the back, works better than the traditional Peathead Hares ear. This right here is a more traditional one. It just has the flash on the thorax part. It's a little bit fatter on the thorax. This right here is more of a cigar. Okay, so that is one of my favorite patterns, and I've since I've been tying, I've tied Beadhead Hares ear all sorts of way, and the traditional way and that way are probably my most effective patterns. So I hope y'all enjoy this. I hope I get my camera back so I can show y'all some fishing. And yeah, when we get back, I'll be doing more videos. I'll probably do a few more tying videos here. If y'all have anything that y'all like for me to tie, or if there's something that y'all are interested in, let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to go ahead and get up. I will have pictures with this to kind of like help facilitate, because I know that my phone camera isn't the greatest, so it might be a little hard to see the finished product since these are small bugs. But I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope, you know, I did all right. Tying flies is not normally something that I do on camera as far as like instructing, but the few that I've done seem to come out okay. So hope y'all enjoy, guys. If you have any questions, comment. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe, guys. I hope y'all enjoy. I'll see you in the next one.